The DUI case against Addison County State's attorney is being reviewed by the state Supreme Court today.
Yeah, the justices are left deciding whether or not to suspend the law license of Eva Vacos. NBC5's Anna Goober is live with us in the studio now with what we learned from today's hearing. Anna.
Yeah, well, Jack, Lauren, during today's online hearing, justices heard arguments from an attorney representing the Vermont Professional Responsibility Board, which is pushing to suspend Vacos' license, and her defense attorney, who says that penalty just goes too far. But now that she's been convicted, judges say the key question is how serious this crime is in the eyes of the court. Nearly 4 months after her misdemeanor DUI conviction, Addison County State's attorney Eva Vacos could now face suspension of her law license. The case stems from a 2024 incident when officials say Vacos drove under the influence to the scene of a homicide.
All those very practical and necessary characteristics of fitness to practice as a prosecutor have now been called into doubt.
During an online hearing Wednesday before the Vermont Supreme Court, attorney for the Vermont Professional Responsibility Board, John Alexander, argued Vacos' decision to drive under the influence undermines her professional judgment. He also pointed to what he called an abuse of authority the night of her arrest, saying Vacos asked troopers for leniency because of her position and later alluded it could damage her office's relationship with local law enforcement.
That shows poor choices, poor professional judgment, and that, quite obviously, is a key characteristic of not just any attorney, but very specifically a criminal prosecutor, because so many of the decisions made by criminal prosecutors are highly discretionary.
But with her ability to practice law on the line, Vacos' attorney says the court should slow down the process. David Slay argues a full disciplinary proceeding is needed before any decision is made.
To have the due process necessary to actually litigate whether these utterances were, in fact, illegitimate attempts to avoid prosecution.
Slay says in the 2 years since her arrest, Vacos has followed all court-ordered conditions, including completing an alcohol program, and has not committed any other offenses. He also says this court has never suspended an attorney's license for a first offense misdemeanor DUI conviction.
To suspend her ability to practice law between now and whenever he decides to file a complaint before the PRB and after that process is over is simply going above and beyond what the end result would ultimately be.
And while Slay argues this was not a serious crime, if the court finds otherwise, some justices suggest the rules may leave them with little choice in their ruling. And the judges did not issue a ruling after today's hearing, but legal experts say even if her law license is suspended or even revoked, Vacos could fulfill her term as state's attorney and even run for re-election this fall. Anna Goober, NBC5 News.